You ask her what's wrong, and she says, "I'm fine." A wave of relief washes over you. You think you've successfully navigated a tricky moment, dodged a bullet. But then the silence grows colder, the air thickens, and the distance between you feels like a canyon. You realize you haven't dodged anything. You've just walked straight into the heart of a minefield. That seemingly simple phrase, "I'm fine," is a critical fork in the road. And by taking it at face value, you chose the lonely path leading to disconnection. You think you understand her, but you're missing the real story unfolding between the lines, the emotional truth she's silently hoping you're invested enough to discover. But what if this isn't about developing psychic powers or learning to read minds? What if there's a hidden language, a parallel conversation happening just beneath the surface? A language that, once you become fluent, will not only prevent endless conflict, but unlock a depth of intimacy you've been craving. Imagine being the one person who doesn't retreat from her emotions, but moves toward them with confidence and compassion. This isn't about memorizing a script, it's about decoding the emotional patterns that reveal what she's truly feeling and needing. In this video, we are pulling back the curtain on the most common and confusing phrases in modern relationships. I'm going to give you a playbook, a Rosetta Stone for the heart, on how to respond, not just to smooth things over, but to become the one man who she knows, without a shadow of a doubt, truly gets her. It's time to stop reacting to the words and start connecting with the woman you love. Let's dive in. Section 1. The Trap of "I'm fine." Let's begin with the most infamous and misunderstood phrase in the history of modern relationships. "I'm fine." You notice a subtle shift in her energy. Her laughter doesn't quite reach her eyes. Her tone is clipped. A distant look clouds her face. You ask what's up, and she delivers those two fateful words. Your logical brain flags the issue as resolved. The conversation is over. You can go back to watching the game or scrolling on your phone. The hidden truth, however, is that "I'm fine" is rarely a statement of fact. It's a complex, emotional signal disguised as a dismissal. It is a test, not a malicious one, but a deep subconscious one, to see if you care enough to look past the wall of her words and notice the distress signals she's sending. In all likelihood, she is the opposite of fine. She's feeling hurt, disappointed, overwhelmed, or is still trying to process a complex emotion that she can't yet articulate. She may be terrified that if she tells you what's really wrong, you'll see her as overreacting, being too emotional, or just plain crazy. Damaging labels that countless women have been conditioned to avoid at all costs. So, "I'm fine" becomes a suit of armor. It's a shield she raises because she fears her true feelings will be dismissed as an inconvenience, or worse, that nothing will change even if she does find the courage to voice them. When you accept her words at face value and walk away, you inadvertently confirm her deepest fear, that her feelings are a burden and that you lack the strength or interest to handle them. You send the message that you don't really see her. This creates a small fracture in your connection, a tiny hairline crack in the foundation of your trust. The winning response is to pause, soften your posture, and gently acknowledge the feeling you're sensing beneath the words. Create a safe space by saying something like, "I hear you, but I get the feeling that something's still bothering you. You don't have to talk about it now, but I want you to know that when you're ready, I'm here and I want to listen." This doesn't pressure her to speak. It proves you care enough to wait. Section 2. The danger of "I'm not mad." A close and equally dangerous cousin to "I'm fine" is its defensive counterpart, "I'm not mad." This phrase often appears after you've made a mistake, forgotten something important, or said something that clearly landed wrong. Your instinct is to feel a massive wave of relief, believing you've been let off the hook and the matter is now closed. But the hidden truth is that while she may not be mad in the explosive sense of yelling or throwing things, she is very likely hurt, disappointed, or frustrated. The word "mad" is a label for a specific, high-intensity emotion. She might be technically correct. She doesn't feel that specific emotion. But she absolutely feels something. By saying, "I'm not mad," she is often trying to de-escalate a potential confrontation, while simultaneously waiting to see if you understand the impact of your actions, not just whether you've escaped her anger. Taking her words literally is a subtle but powerful form of emotional invalidation. It dismisses the quieter, more vulnerable emotions she's actually experiencing. When this happens repeatedly, it becomes chronically invalidating, which is one of the most corrosive forces in a long-term relationship. It erodes trust and intimacy because it teaches her that her feelings are only worthy of attention if they fit into a narrow, convenient, or loud enough box. This pattern breeds a deep, slow-burning resentment that can surface days or weeks later in seemingly unrelated arguments about taking out the trash or being late. The better approach is to look past the specific label of mad and address the underlying hurt you likely caused. Acknowledge her statement, but go deeper. Say something like, "Okay, I understand you're not mad, and I appreciate that. But I also recognize that what I did was probably disappointing, and I'm genuinely sorry for how it made you feel." This validates her actual emotion and shows you're taking responsibility for your impact, not just trying to escape a fight. Section 3. The test of do whatever you want. When you ask for her opinion or permission on something and she replies with the flat, emotionless phrase, "Do whatever you want," it can feel like a trapdoor has just opened beneath you. The common and disastrous misinterpretation is that you've been given a genuine green light, a blessing to proceed without guilt. You might think she's just being easygoing, but this phrase is almost never about permission. It's a test of your character, your awareness, and your ability to prioritize the relationship over your immediate desires. It's a quiet flag of surrender, signaling her disappointment or resignation. The hidden meaning is often, "I have already stated my feelings, but I see you're determined to do this anyway." Or, "I am too exhausted to argue, so I am leaving this up to you, hoping you'll make the right choice for us." She's feeling disconnected, unheard, or that her opinion doesn't truly matter, so she emotionally withdraws from the decision, leaving you alone with the choice. By taking the permission and going ahead with your plans, you confirm her worst fears, that you are either completely oblivious to her feelings or, far worse, that you are selfishly indifferent to them. You took the words and ignored the pain attached to them, failing a loyalty test you didn't even know you were taking. The correct response is to treat this phrase like a flashing red light and a piercing siren. Stop your plans immediately. This is not the time to push forward. It's a critical moment to repair the connection. Turn towards her, both physically and emotionally, and address the unspoken message directly but gently. Say, "It sounds like you're just saying that, but I get the feeling you're not really happy about it. Honestly, your feelings are more important to me than this. Let's talk about what's really going on." This powerful response shows that you are more committed to her emotional well-being than to your own agenda, which is the ultimate pass for this test. Section 4. The fear of "we need to talk." Those 4 simple words can send a shiver of pure terror down your spine. For many men, hearing "we need to talk" is an immediate alarm bell signaling imminent catastrophe. Your mind races through a Rolodex of worst-case scenarios. She's breaking up with me. She found out about something. The relationship is over. This instantly puts you on the defensive before the conversation has even begun. Your heart rate skyrockets, your body tenses, and you brace for a fight or for devastating news. Your brain's threat detection system, the amygdala, lights up, processing this relationship threat with the same intensity it would a physical one. But the hidden truth, the one your fear is obscuring, is that this phrase is actually a profound sign of investment. It is a cry for collaboration that means, there is an issue between us that has become too big for me to carry alone, and I value our relationship enough to try and fix it with you. It's a vulnerable and often courageous attempt to solve a problem together, rather than letting it fester and poison the connection. The fact that she is initiating this means she hasn't given up hope. She still believes in the us worth fighting for. Entering this conversation terrified and with your defensive walls built high makes a productive outcome impossible. Your primary job in that moment is to regulate your own fear. Take a deep breath. Mentally reframe the situation. This is a sign she wants to connect, not just attack. Your most powerful response is one that radiates openness and safety. Simply look at her, take a breath, and say, "Okay, thank you for telling me. I'm here and I'm ready to listen." Then, your only job is to do just that. Don't interrupt. Don't formulate your defense. Don't jump to problem solving. Just listen to understand her reality. By managing your fear, you transform a moment of personal dread into an opportunity for true partnership. Section 5. The real reason. She's not speaking directly. This indirect communication style, which can feel like navigating a labyrinth of emotional subtext, is rarely a conscious choice to be difficult or manipulative. More often, it is a deeply ingrained product of social conditioning. From a young age, many women are taught to be the emotional caretakers of their relationships, to prioritize harmony, and to be accommodating. Society often penalizes women who express direct anger or assertiveness, labeling them as bossy, a nag, dramatic, hysterical, or aggressive. Direct confrontation for many women has historically led to negative consequences, being ignored, punished, ridiculed, or dismissed. As a result, many learn to use softer, more relational and indirect language to express a need or a hurt without creating a head-on conflict. This communication style is focused on maintaining the connection, often by feeling out the situation and reading between the lines. Phrases like "I'm fine" or "do whatever you want" become tools to express disappointment or to test the security of a connection without explicitly stating "no" or "you hurt me." This approach often stems from a genuine fear that being too direct will push their partner away. It is a learned survival strategy for navigating a world that hasn't always been welcoming of their unfiltered, direct emotions. Understanding this context doesn't excuse the confusion, but it does shift the narrative from frustration to empathy, which is the bridge to true understanding. Section 6. The ultimate mistake. Taking her words at face value. The single biggest mistake you can make is to consistently take her words at face value, because the long-term effect of this unintentional emotional invalidation is devastating. When you hear "I'm fine" and walk away, or hear "do what you want" and proceed without a second thought, you are confirming her deepest, most painful fears, that you don't see her pain, that you're not willing to put in the effort to understand her, and that her feelings don't truly matter unless she has a complete, dramatic meltdown. Think of the relationship's trust as an emotional bank account. Each time this happens, it's a small but significant withdrawal. Over time, with no deposits of understanding or validation, that account becomes dangerously overdrawn. With each instance of feeling unseen, she learns that you are not a safe harbor for her emotions. She will begin to withdraw, feeling that there's no point in expressing herself, even indirectly, if her feelings won't be acknowledged. This leads to a permanent emotional distance, a quiet pulling away that you might not notice until it's far too late. Eventually, this buildup of resentment and loneliness poisons the relationship from within, leaving both partners feeling profoundly isolated and misunderstood. The silence you once mistook for peace is, in fact, the sound of the connection dying. She stops sending signals altogether because she's learned you're no longer listening for them. Section 7. The winning playbook. How to truly listen. Your winning playbook in all these situations is to shift your entire mission from solving a problem to connecting with the emotion. The natural, often helpful male instinct is to hear a complaint and immediately leap into fix-it mode. But premature problem solving when an emotion is not yet understood feels like a dismissal. Your new goal is to become a detective for the feeling underneath her words. The key is to create undeniable emotional safety. First, pause. The moment you sense a disconnect, just stop. Don't react, don't defend, don't solve, don't walk away. Interrupt your own programming, just be present. Second, observe. Become a student of her nonverbal dialect. Notice her body language, her tone of voice, the look in her eyes. Is she avoiding your gaze? Is there tension in her shoulders? Is her breathing shallow? These are the clues to the real story. Third, inquire gently. Acknowledge her literal words, but gently probe the feeling behind them. I hear you say you're fine, but you seem a little distant. It feels like there's more to it than that. I want to understand what's on your mind. This shows you're paying attention on a deeper level. Fourth, validate the emotion. This is the most critical and transformative step. Validation does not mean you agree with her logic. It simply means you are acknowledging that her feelings are real and that they matter to you. It's saying, I see you, your feelings are valid and I am not afraid of them. Use powerful validating phrases like, that sounds incredibly frustrating, or I can completely understand why you would be hurt by that, or it makes sense that you feel disappointed. By consistently applying this playbook, you turn moments of potential conflict into profound opportunities for connection, building a bond that is resilient, trusting, and deeply intimate. In short, this is about so much more than just avoiding fights. It's about co-creating a sanctuary. It's about building a stronger, more resilient bond that can withstand any of life's challenges. By learning to look past the surface-level words and connect with the heart of what she's feeling, you become her safe harbor. The one person she knows, in her bones, truly understands her without her having to scream to be heard. You move from a state of chronic confusion and frustration to one of deep, unwavering connection. This is the foundation of a legendary relationship. If these insights were valuable to you and you are ready to trade guesswork for genuine connection, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. It's time to stop guessing and start connecting.